I'm working at First Baptist Church Ogbomoso Yawota area. Yesterday, the people of the young people came to our school, and we are making now both the teachers and the children. We need help from our president. Tinubu, please help us.
Few days ago, on the 16th of May 2026, armed men walked into 3 schools in Ogbomoso, Oyo State. They took 39 children. Some of them were as young as 2 years old. They took 7 teachers, and the next day, they beheaded one of those teachers, a man named Michael Onyedokun, and they sent the video to the public. A 2-year-old child taken from school in Oyo State in 2026. Now, I want you to hold that image in your mind, because what I'm about to tell you is not just old history. It is a pattern that started over 200 years ago in the same Oyo State and has never fully stopped. And once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. Let us go back to the year 1800. At that time, the Yoruba people were not weak. They were not poor. They were not struggling. They were powerful. The Oyo Empire was the biggest empire in West Africa. It had the strongest army. It had the richest trade routes. Its king, called the Alaafin, was so powerful that other kings sent him gifts just to stay on his good side. And the heart of that empire, Oyo State. So how does the most powerful empire in West Africa fall? The same way empires always fall. Not from outside, from inside. A man called Bashorungaha was supposed to protect the Alaafin. He was the head of the king's council. His job was to advise the king and speak for the people. Instead, Gaha used his position to serve himself. Between 1754 and 1774, 20 years, Gaha removed and killed 4 Alaafins, 4 kings, gone, each one replaced with someone weaker, someone Gaha could control. When leaders use their position to serve themselves instead of protecting their people, the whole system begins to rot. The people lose trust, the army loses direction, and the enemies who were once far away start moving closer. By the time Gaha was finally stopped, the damage was already done. The Oyo Empire was cracked from the inside. Now enter Afonja. Afonja was the Are Onaka Kamfu. In simple English, he was the general of the Yoruba army, the top military man in the whole empire, a man with power, respect and followers. But Afonja was angry with the king. He felt disrespected. So he made a decision that would change everything. He rebelled. He took his city of Ilorin and declared himself independent. And to protect himself, he brought in an outsider, a Fulani Muslim preacher called Shehu Alimi. He gave Alimi land, he gave him shelter, he gave him a home inside Yoruba territory. Alimi brought his followers, they settled, they grew, they built a community inside Ilorin, and Afonja thought he was in control. He was not, because the moment Alimi's people became strong enough, they no longer needed Afonja. They turned on him. Around 1824, Afonja was killed in his own city by the very people he had invited to protect him. The man who thought he was using others was actually being used. After Afonja died, Ilorin did not go back to being a Yoruba city. It became a base, a launching point. Fulani jihadist forces used Ilorin to attack deeper into Yorubaland. Village after village, town after town, the Oyo army tried to fight back, but they were already weakened. Remember, their own leaders had been busy fighting each other instead of protecting the people. In the 1830s, the final battle came. The last Alaafin who tried to defend old Oyo died on the battlefield, and the great capital of the Oyo Empire, a city that had stood for hundreds of years, was abandoned, burned, left empty. The people ran. Millions of Yoruba people moved south. Ibadan was born from that running. Abeokuta was born from that running. Lagos grew bigger because of that running. And thousands of others, the ones who could not run fast enough, were captured, sold, put on ships. These people became the Yoruba diaspora in Brazil, in Cuba, in Trinidad. The religions they carried with them, Candomblé, Santeria, are still alive today because of what happened in Oyo, because of what started in that one city in 1820s.
In this place, 3 days ago, over 44 children and their teachers were kidnapped by bandits.
Come back to 2026, May 16th, Ogbomosho, Oyo State. Armed bandits walked into 3 schools. They take 39 children and 7 teachers. They behead a teacher called Michael Oyedokun and send the video out for the world to see. This is not the first attack. It is not even close. In January 2026, bandits sent a written letter to the people of Ikoyi Ile in Oyo State. The letter said, "We will come on January 20th. Prepare yourselves, and we are coming to bring sorrow to your land." They were not hiding, they were announcing themselves. In January 2024, 2 Yoruba kings, the Oba of Imojo and the Oba of Esun, were killed by suspected bandits. In February 2026, another king, Oba Kehinde Faledun, was hacked to death in his own palace in Ondo State. Kings, teachers, children, in their schools, in their palaces. Do you see the pattern now? 200 years ago, armed groups entered Yorubaland through Ilorin. They attacked villages, they captured people, they brought down the greatest empire the Yoruba had ever built. Today, armed groups are entering Yorubaland again. They are attacking communities, they are taking children. The same Oyo State that was the heart of the empire is bleeding again. The faces are different, the weapons are different, but the pattern is exactly the same. So, what does history actually teach us here? 3 things. First, when leaders fight each other for power instead of protecting their people, it creates a door and someone always walks through that door. Bashorunga had killed 4 kings while enemies grew stronger. Nigeria's leaders have been fighting each other for power while communities bled. The door is open. Second, when you ignore a small problem long enough, it becomes a big one. Afonja thought Alimi was manageable. He was wrong. Many people today say bandit attacks in Yoruba lands are manageable. History says otherwise. Third, the people who pay the price for their leaders' mistakes are never the leaders. It was not the Alaafin who was captured and put on ships. It was ordinary Yoruba farmers, market traders, mothers and fathers. And today, it is not the politicians who are being kidnapped from schools. It is teachers, children, a 2-year-old child who should be learning to talk, taken from her classroom. The Oyo Empire fell, but the Yoruba people did not. They ran south and built new cities. They crossed oceans and built new cultures. They survived one of the worst disasters in African history, and they came back. This is not weakness. That is something very close to miraculous. But survival alone is not enough, because the same pattern that destroyed the Oyo Empire, leaders serving themselves, outsiders exploiting the vision, ordinary people paying the highest price, that pattern is running again. Right now, in 2026, in Oyo State. And the question history is asking, the question it has always asked is this: will the people who can see the pattern do something about it before it is too late? My name is Anthony Ilogu and I am the gateway through which you see Africa. If this video made you think, share it, because the people who need to hear this are not watching alone. And subscribe because this conversation is not finished.